lot of water, the city of Albany, with no advance warning, can call up our water department and say, we're shutting off your water today because we have an issue, or there's too much demand. The town always has to provide you water. We can't shut your water off. So what do we do in a situation when we're using 8 million gallons of water, and where do we get that from? It's gotten to the point now where our water department is looking for grants to try to bring some of our wells back online that maybe have a high iron content and don't meet EPA standards. So we're looking for grant money that could be upwards of $1 million to treat those wells, to bring those online, to use those in the event in the summertime that we have these big water demands and lack of availability. So from a planning perspective, that is a big issue that we have to deal with, is where are we gonna get our water from moving forward over the next 20 years? Do we have enough supply of that water? So that's something that we need to talk about, particularly with our comprehensive plan update and better planning for that. So the half-acre, 1-acre lot sizes that you typically see in suburban America, those are the biggest demands on any municipal entity, whether it's water, police, fire, your water and sewer infrastructure. It costs money for a municipality to provide those services versus the commercial, industrial, or multifamily complexes is what really solidifies your tax base. So we need to talk about different types of housing. How can you do single family housing better, where maybe there's not so much a demand on sprinklers for the summer usage? So I think there's a lot we have to talk about as a community, particularly when it comes to our comp plan update. The 4, 5, and 6 on this agenda, the current development, conservation easement program, and comprehensive plan. We don't have to follow those in any order. I really wanted to focus on those 3 areas and kind of open it up to a lot of questions that you may have. As you saw, before we started, I tried to put up kind of a good snapshot of the type of development you see happening in the community today. So each one of these projects is in different phases. In the back, that's the Lone Pine and Carmen project, Carmen Road and Lone Pine Road. There's been an application submitted for a planned unit development. But for planned unit development, the first step is for myself to accept the application, then provide a report to the town board, and then the town board has to officially accept that application. So just because they file a planned unit development doesn't mean that it has to be reviewed. It's a legislative type of approval. DOT has reviewed that, and DOT has come back saying they're not gonna allow any access off of Lone Pine Road for that project. So the applicant is now working with DOT on Carmen Road access. And then over here, these two, this is the Pine Bush Senior Living Facility. That project has been approved. It's gonna be built in 2 phases. So phase 1 is an 86-unit affordable senior housing project. They did a market study for that project, and it showed that there's a strong demand for affordable senior housing in town. It's something that, as a community, we really hadn't built in the last 15 years. We have an aging population. I know a lot of people that have downsized. Their kids have gone off to school, and they don't want to take care of that 1-acre house in the suburbs anymore. They want to move, into something like this, or into Hiawatha Trails, which is this back here, right across from the middle school. That is a 256-unit project built in phases. So phase 1 is happening now. It's 140 units that's being built now. The town got 24 acres conveyed to the town as open space. So when you look at this plan, you'll see kind of this curvilinear trail system. The developer's responsible for putting in that trail. We're working through the process now of getting that land conveyed to the town. And then Black Creek Run, this is a project that started back in 2004. And then in 2015, it went away for a while. It just came back to life again. It was at the town board at their last meeting. So this is the high school so School Road and Depot Road and 146. This is a 46-unit project consisting of 24 single-family lots, 14 senior units, and 8 townhomes. So a good mix of different types of housing types, but significant open space that we're getting either conveyed to the town. This strip of land is being conveyed to their owners on their west side of Nielsen Place. There's gonna be sidewalks, sidewalk connection from Nielsen, and then a direct connection to the high school. One of the things, you know, when you're coming into a project that has gone through a pretty significant review and then has been dormant for so long, it takes a while to kind of go through an old file, find out what were the issues. You know, some of the things I think we need to address as part of this project is Depot Road. When you look at the Guilderland Center Hamlet study, there was a lot of discussion about the School Road, Depot Road intersection because of its relation to the high school. There's no crosswalks there, no pedestrian push buttons for pedestrian safety. That's something I think we need to look at and have the developer look at and possibly provide. There was also discussion about making Depot Road more bicycle friendly. Again, because of the proximity to school, a lot of kids are walking and riding their bikes. That's one of the things I think we need to look at more closely is Depot Road. Heron Way is the subdivision road. We need to look more at this intersection, what we refer to as a mid-block crossing. So there's sidewalks being proposed as part of Black Creek Run. So we're encouraging people, now you could walk from the hamlet up the sidewalks, come through the subdivision. We're encouraging people to get to a point now where you have a road that doesn't have pedestrian safety accommodations now designed into that road. So I think we need to look at that, particularly from here down to the 146 intersection, and then crossing the Black Creek, the shoulder narrows to cross the bridge. You know, how do we look at pedestrian safety if you're gonna be encouraging people to walk on these routes when you have a constriction in that? And then there's a 1.3 acre parcel that was conveyed to the town, I think about a month ago. That was one of the conditions of approval for the Black Creek Estate subdivision that is pretty much built out now on Route 146. So we now have 1.3 acres. The purpose of that was to develop a gateway feature into Guilderland Center. So I know our Parks Department is looking at trying to clear some of the brush there, maybe put in some picnic tables and a gazebo. The reason why I bring this up is in that Guilderland Center Hamlet study, it talked about having a footpath through the hamlet. So over the last 20 years, you've seen sidewalks on 146, on School Road now. We're gonna get sidewalks as part of this development if it's approved. And then there's gravel trails that I think we could more formalize into a walking path. So you're gonna have potentially a nice circular route of sidewalks and multi-use trails, and hopefully some improvements on Depot Road to have a nice walking footpath through the hamlet of Guilderland Center. This is up over in Fort Hunter on West Old State Road and then Fuller Station Road. This is a 58 lot single family development. This is received final plat approval. They're gonna